Hello everyone, this is Raakhi Rupani, Communications Coordinator for BNI here in the UAE. And today on Member Spotlight, we have someone very special. She is Simran Samtani. She's a member of the Insomniacs chapter, longest serving female member in the UAE. And she has also been on the training committee. She's inspired over 1,000 entrepreneurs, training over 50 member success programs. And let's get to hear about her journey here in BNI. Hi Simran, how are you doing today?
Amazing, awesome, fantastic, good to be here.
Thank you so much for being here with us on the Member Spotlight. So before we get started with the questions, tell us about who you are, what company you represent, and about your BNI journey in brief.
I'm Simran Samtani. I'm the co-founder of Excel Accounting. It is a 17-year-old boutique accounting firm. As a business, I think we've been in BNI for the last 13 years. Me personally, I think I'm going to be doing 12 years in June this year. So it's been an amazing journey, right from, I guess, the first few years of when we launched our business. The category that I represent in BNI is outsourced accounting and part-time CFO services. That's the category that we represent. What we do as a business, we are on a mission to empower dynamic entrepreneurs to intentionally build their business, to make profits and be scalable so that their business is serving them and giving them the lifestyle that they want and the business that they deserve.
That's amazing, Simran. It's a great thing that you're doing, and it's really good to know another thing that I was recently made aware of, which is that you're the longest serving BNI female member here in the UAE. How does that make you feel?
Yes, I am. That's by chance. It wasn't planned. I think, I kept renewing year after year, and I realized that I'm the only female member. And of course, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel proud. And I'm obviously here because I'm finding value, and I'm here because I love the platform.
So speaking about BNI and the length of time that you've been here with us, what have your greatest learnings been so far?
As I also share whenever why I renew, I would say that, of course, referrals, it's a referral organization. So referrals are part of what is keeps you going. But I think personally for me, I would definitely say that the intangibles far outweigh the tangibles. Some of the things that we've taken, because we were also in our first couple of years of business when we started BNI, and some of the things that we've taken from BNI are systems. Okay, so the traffic light systems, we've adopted the traffic light systems for our team. The leadership team meetings, the structure of the leadership team meetings is what we use for our weekly meetings. Success leaves clues. BNI as a platform, BNI as a business has been successful, and it's better to adapt your business based on what makes other businesses tick. So definitely, if you have a pool of vendors, we wouldn't even look outside BNI if you're sourcing something for our personal requirements or our business requirements. In fact, the first time that I visited BNI was visiting my husband's chapter to see what it is along with him before I could think of joining another chapter. I didn't even have my business cards because 13 years is what I've been in the business, and roughly around the same time that I've been in BNI. Somebody from his chapter gave us printed visiting cards. I picked it up at the meeting. So there are lots of these things, whether there are parties at home or organized. So it's a pool of vendors, it's a pool of trusted advisors that we have. So I would personally say that the intangibles far outweigh the tangibles. And I would also like to add here, especially in 2020. I think in 2020, I think the support element of my BNI members is what I would talk about. The reason I continue in BNI, I think, are three things. I call it ACT, which is accountability, because we are accountable for our traffic light system that they have. C stands for commitment and consistency. consistency meeting week after week, whether you're up to it or not. You are there either physically before COVID or on Zoom, and time bound. There's so much of structure and so much happening within the 90 minutes of a BNI meeting. So I believe it's a platform, and what we take out of it is how we leverage this platform. And as they say, BNI means batteries not included. It's act is what we can also act. That's why I say an acronym is what we give it. So in 2020, I would say that accountability, I have accountability partners that have helped me sustain, and that could have been information that we're getting about which industries are doing well in COVID. We created a support group of 8 to 10 people in the beginning of COVID, where we kept asking these questions. We kept meeting every Saturday and asking each other, what do you think is happening? Because we didn't want to go out and sell to people that were not in a mindset to buy. How could we add value? To which industries could we add value? A BNI member shared with us a letter he had sent his landlord to reduce rents. We all, had to just pick up that letter and share it. Whether it worked for some, it didn't work for some. Another member shared a very, very well drafted letter that he sent his employees for a reduction in salary, but it was so well drafted that all some of us had to do is adapt it, to what meets our requirements, our business requirements, and do it. So things like that are intangible, but it saves you so much of time, and that information you can also give your clients. So I think I would definitely weigh the intangibles far more than the tangibles.
That's amazing, Simran. Do you have any particular tips in mind for any female entrepreneurs here in BNI?
So for female entrepreneurs, whether it's male or female, I would just say that BNI is not a get rich quick scheme. So a lot of members come in, they feel they haven't got, and they rethink their strategy. We as a business, my partner had joined a year before I had joined. We didn't get a single piece of business in our year one, but we got a lot of support, and we loved everything about the system, and we continued because this takes time. It's people need to know you, people need to like you, people need to trust you to open up what they're looking for. And businesses like ours, which is accounting, which is money related, like financial advisors, would take some element of time. So I would definitely advise that it's, give it the time that it needs, make the efforts that you need to put in as well. Take time to learn. There are systems, like member accelerator programs, trainings, all of that, buddy system, mentoring. Take the help of people and give it some time before you take these decisions. And as I said, leverage the platform. Understand with your authenticity how you will make it work.
That's amazing. Simran, you would be knowing that we are currently in the theme of master connectors. And for the audience out here, master connectors, just a member who's been very good with relationships, and they develop their chapters and relationships to the next level. We know that you are ranking high on your traffic lights, 100 points, which is commendable. You're a Gold Club member as well. You bring in more referrals. You help building on those trusted relationships, and you help solving problems and helping people around. So how do you feel about this, and what inspires you every day to do what you do?
I think networking comes naturally to me. So meeting people. So BNI is not the only platform that I'm a part of. I've always been a part of many networks. And I know there was a time I wasn't much more networks than I should have been. And you and I both have been called social butterflies on those days.
Exactly.
So I'm conscious now of the kind of networks that I am in, whether they're online networks, whether they're women networking organizations, whether it's BNI. But networking and cross platforms helps. So like we're members of Dubai Business Women's Council, member of Ascentive community, member of Female Fusions online community. And what that helps us to do is to understand what people are looking for when people are asking for someone. We no pool of resources in BNI that we can give those referrals to. And same thing applies to our clients. So the connection that you have with your clients, once the clients know that you have a network, they would come back and ask you and say, do you know someone who can help me with my website redesign? Do you know someone who a printer that you can connect me to? Do you know somebody else? So what happens with it is, you are positioning yourself as someone that people could come and ask, and you're gifting them the opportunity to ask you. And it helps, it connecting two people, it's a win-win, which doesn't take a lot of effort from your end. Yes, I would believe that I do a lot of reactive referrals, especially last year, than passive referrals and going out, which we used to do before. But having said that, I would definitely say that connecting people, what it gives you, the satisfaction, is priceless. You don't know where that journey can take you. So I'll give you one example, and that story is, one of the members gave me a referral of a client. Right, that client was with us for 5 years, and he was at a situation where he'd outgrown outsourcing services, and he was looking for a full-time resource. At that time, one of my staff, her sister was looking for a job. And also we came to know one of our relatives had not found a job for 6 months or more. And we referred these two people to the client, and this guy now thanks us. So the guy got the job, and he thanks us for giving him the opportunity. Now, I would have never got, indirectly, it's BNI, right? Indirectly, I mean, it's been years, and he does not stop thanking us, but we were just a catalyst in the whole process. But that indirectly, that referral came from a BNI member. Had I not got the client, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to help someone find a job. And so those are kind of things that when you look at second tier referrals, fifth tier referrals, or where you've got an opportunity to help people beyond business. Okay, these connections are not necessarily just business relationships, business connections. They're also personal connections. They are also for personal requirements, and that happiness can't be measured.
That's amazing, Simran. I know you've shared a lot of tips and advice for all the BNI members out here. Before we let you go, any tips or advice that you would like to share for any new person or any person in particular who's looking to join this wonderful platform of BNI?
I would say come with a very open mind. Come to the platform with a very, very open mind, and be prepared to be a sponge and absorb and learn. There is so much nuances to BNI that you can't learn it immediately. Find yourself a buddy, find yourself someone that can connect you. And it could be a person who's probably invited you to the platform, or could be someone that you can connect with, but find someone that you could even be open to ask silly questions, because there's nothing silly about the process. There's no question that I would call silly. And give it the time. Don't make quick decisions. Give it the time, allow yourself, be accountable for what you're giving in, and allow yourself to be held accountable as well, because the system works. People may fail, systems don't. And if it's a system that has been there for many years, trust the system and evaluate how the system can work for you. And that is what I would advise people, is that it is a platform that will work if we work for it.
Love it all. The acronyms, the facts, the stories that you've shared, I love it all. Thank you so much. There you have it, guys. Thank you so much, Simran, for being here with us. The member spotlight, the master connector, the brain behind everything that you're doing and supporting your partner in business, and also our first female member in the BNI UAE. So thank you so much for being here with us. I wish you all the very best in your success and your journey here in BNI and your business excel recovery.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.